interviewed this dude who was a not as educated as you and I suppose, but he described this love he has of mixing up not rhythms, probably being rhythmically complex, but complex with tempo. And he was describing this scenario. It's like, you know what that is, dude? That's metric modulation. You ought to check out Elliott Carter, the Ars Subtilior. So we were totally geeking out.
Yeah.
So what is describe how what makes you interested in the rhythmic aspect in this song? I'm definitely gonna sample, but is metric modulation a thing of yours? Because I don't hear that very often.
Well, as a percussionist in college, you kind of you sit around. To me, they're the geekiest of the geeks. We would just sit around in the hallways and just challenge each other and just throw out numbers and we got really geeky with it, and it was a lot of fun. And when you're in that intense environment of a music school or a conservatory, you get deep into things, and it just kind of got ingrained into me. And this Film at 11, for example, there's if you take dotted rhythms, for example, I don't want to go too deeply into the technique of it, but Film at 11 uses dotted rhythms where it's in 3/4, and say you have a 4 over the bar of 3. And you're basically jumping back and forth from the 4 and the 3. The 4 becomes a new tempo. The 3 becomes you're back to your original tempo. And then there's a third level where it's basically a double time 4, and then it goes back. And it all is based on one guitar riff that never changes speed. Just three note groupings, 4 3-note groupings. Digga 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 over three beats. You can feel 2 different ways. And that was always really intriguing to me, how you can take groupings, never change the speed of something, but change the accents and how they're subdivided, and you can completely change the feel of the song without ever changing the speed of what you're playing.
Yeah, I think we've already lost 100% of our audience. I know what you're saying.
Turn it off.
No, it's estimate. This is such a weird concept. It's hard to understand without either hearing it. Or, it's really an analog to harmonic modulation. I think most people would know a key change when they heard one.
Yeah.
And it's really, there's a just like in harmonic modulation, there's a chord that's in common between the key you're leaving and going to.
Right.
There's a note that's in common between a tempo you're leaving and then the tempo you're going to.
Yeah, to the listener, a metric modulation just sounds like a sudden, unrelated tempo change, but to those who are performing it, there's a pretty simple mathematical formula for it.
Yeah, no, and the challenge is doing it so that it's natural and it feels. I mean, the one popular music recent song I can ever recall is and I love this because it does a trick that I love, which is metric modulation that doesn't complete in a natural bar or a measured music. So you're going in a duple rhythm, and of course you switch to your tuple rhythm or whatever, triplet, quadruplet, quintuplet, whatever, quadruplet, and you break off. So your measure is like 3 quarter note triplets over 4. I don't know. See, it's been so rusty. Is this Soundgarden song? Anyway, blah blah. This is getting ridiculous.
Well, and with Zappa used it. I don't know if I can think of specific metric modulations. I know he has them. I'm just trying to think of them in my head. There's something from Joe's Garage where it's take a little slobber from the side of your mouth. You know that line?
Well, it's always with a stupid.
Right. It's a silly line, and he'll always take a silly line, and he always has a way of interjecting almost in a cartoonish way with the band. And in this situation, after that line, they do exactly what I was talking about. They take the dotted 8 rhythm and make that the new tempo. So it sounds like it speeds up quickly and goes back down. Huh. And I know he does that quite a bit.
Let's listen to a full cut from Keith's upcoming album. This is called Macho Nacho Thang.
Back in the day, if you wanted the ladies, you had to be a macho man. So if you want a display of a little sensitivity, then I am Macho Man. hear it from me, but I believe I got to make her see that you don't wanna be with that man. Not that man. Cause she don't see that his sensitivity ain't gonna be enough masculinity as this man. Yeah, this man. Apparently she breaking it off with me, cause I can't see my inner femininity like that man. Not like that man. He is not a strong man. He is just the wrong man. He watches Grey's Anatomy and romantic comedies. Hey, hey. But I watch WWE and I love some UFC all day. So baby, if you want to be with him instead of me, I guess that macho's not your thing. He likes to take her to plays and coffee cafes and bakers souffles. How do I ever compete with that man? Cause I ain't that man. And he eats vegan cuisine like a machine. He looks like a string bean. He definitely ain't that man. Must be a Democrat man. She don't wanna lose her. He has just confused her. He likes to drink his herbal tea, and I saw him hug a tree, that's true. But I like cakes of MGD, and I'll take you to the gun show too. So baby, if you want to be with him instead of me, I guess that macho's not your thing. She don't want a manly man. She just wants a pansy man. I am such a handy man, but you can't stand me, man. She don't want a man who wears that cheap cologne. Macho's not your thing. She just wants a man with low testosterone. Macho's not your thing. What's he got that I ain't got? I don't understand. Macho's not your thing. Betcha I could take that dude in arm wrestling. Macho's not your thing.
This is interesting. So you're a commercial composer.
Yeah.
So what's your ambition now? So I took a different route. I got a graduate degree, trained composer, blah blah blah, and maybe I could have done what you did. Maybe I would have been better off, but I went into a different career. I'm in technology, and I'm struggling like you to start something up. What's your end goal here?
I envision this basically that we artists are always dealing with paying the bills and being creatively fulfilled. The end goal is to pay the bills and be completely creatively fulfilled. Right now, I'm creatively fulfilled with this music. The other gig pays the bills, and the idea is to kind of
gradually reverse them, or
not substitute one for the other or transition from one to the other, but always have both. And this music especially, I think, can find an audience, and it's a long tail sort of. If you've read The Long Tail by Chris Anderson, where everything is a niche market now. Where if I could find 5,000-10,000 loyal fans that love this stuff, which I think is doable, then that's fantastic. Then everything I do, I have my loyal fan base that I perform for, that I write for, and yeah, I'm not really interested in writing hit songs. I just want to write whatever I want, and hopefully the audience will find it, because that's basically what Django is. That's what the internet has allowed in the last decade. We've built up to this age now where any artist can do whatever they want, put it out there, and if it's good, even if it's not good, people will find it and enjoy it. And
Yeah.
for me, it's just connecting this music with people who really love it.
So do you perform, or will you?
We will. We will. It's going to be a little while because the music is difficult.
Yeah.
And I need a pretty heavy duty marimba player. And I learned in college that you have there were guys in college that were heavy marimba players. That's all they did, and they owned marimbas. And it's like buying a car when you
Or
when
piano
you
or something.
yeah, and when you get a marimba, you have to buy a new car because you need more space to move it around.
Yeah.
So I need a marimba player. I need a keyboard player. We have drums and bass now, but we've been rehearsing for a couple months, and it sounds great. We just need more players.
If you ever make it back to, you're in LA, this band I interviewed, Flutter Effect, they are guitar, drums, marimba, and cello.
That sounds great.
Yeah, kind of a weird and interesting mix, but don't give up hope. So how does this work? The band is playing all your stuff. I'm faced with this myself. I have a ringer guy. Actually, he's a great marimba player, but I usually have him play kit for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have one or two committed guys, but they're not going to work for free, and they got day jobs. And are they hired hands for you? Or are they, are they committed to just your vision, and they're in it for the love of it, or what?
Well, right now they're not hired hands. They're committed people, and just it all started with a friend of mine that I met in a yoga class, and he's my drummer, and he knew a bass player who happened to have rehearsal space, and he's an amazing bass player. And another friend is a percussionist, and she's studying out here at Cal Arts, studying percussion. And I'm just finding friends that are musicians, all within this the Santa Clarita area north of Los Angeles, where I live. And I'd rather not do the hired hand thing if I can avoid it. I really want to have people who are committed and love playing the music, because that's gonna come out in the performance. People that really enjoy it and love playing it.
Yeah.
Those are the people that I want. Even if it takes me an extra few months to put off playing live to find the right people, I'll wait that time to get those people. We can talk more about Frank for sure. He's back,